Come on up. What's your name?
Tigacat.
Tiger?
Tigacat.
Tigacat. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present, wait, this is off. May I present Tigacat? Give me a round of applause.
So about a year and a half ago, I went to Bonnie, Scotland to visit my then boyfriend. And this is not a story about going to Scotland or being at Scotland. It's about coming home from Scotland. I was cheap and didn't spend an extra $20 to not leave at a time that was 6:30 in the morning. Because he didn't live near the airport, lived a city away in Dundee as opposed to Edinburgh where I was flying out of, and the buses, trains, etc. didn't really run between there at night. We had to take the train the night before and just basically wait in the airport. We considered getting a hotel room, but we were both flat broke by that time, so that wasn't happening. So it was just sitting in the airport, basically playing Magic the Gathering for 6 hours until it was time for me to leave. So when I checked out, so I had flown to go there from Chicago O'Hare to London Heathrow to Edinburgh Airport, and of course going back I was just repeating that route in reverse, Edinburgh to London to Chicago. So when I checked in at Chicago, of course, they give you the 2 boarding passes. They print out the 2 boarding passes. We flew via Virgin Atlantic. There's a joke in there, I'm sure. Yeah. But when I was leaving from Edinburgh, it probably doesn't rank high on the airport hierarchy scale, so I had to get just the Edinburgh boarding pass, and I would have to pick up the boarding pass for London to Chicago in London Heathrow. So that was fine. I got up to the, I found out how to talk into this thing real quick. So I got up to, at around 5:30 or whatever, my boyfriend and I started parting ways. I went up to check in, well, I'd already checked in, but to basically go up to pass security and all that jazz, which was fine. And then I just kind of, after again 5:30, just sat around waiting for the airport plane to leave or to start boarding or whatever. I was just not paying attention until around 6:30 or so, when the plane was supposed to leave, noticing that I was not actually on the airplane. Now the airplane was there. There was a window, I could see it. They hadn't started boarding the airplane. There were people sitting around, but it's like, okay, the airplane's there, we're all here, the plane is supposed to be leaving now. Why are we not getting on? Eventually, I figured out that basically they were waiting for someone to fax a piece of paperwork or whatever to get the airplane legally allowed to fly, because it had been maintenance the day before or something. But yeah, it was like just sitting around like, okay, because I had to do the whole go from there to London, get my boarding pass there, which of course I'd been to London Heathrow before. That place is a long maze. I walked, of course, with everybody coming away, like walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. I mean, they could have it just be a giant labyrinth for no reason other than just sit and walk it, and that would be, I would have no way of knowing. But it's like I knew I had 3 hours basically between my arriving in London and the flight leaving to O'Hare, but I was starting to count that down. It's an hour flight there, whatever. It was basically an hour and a half late that the plane actually took off to London. And it's like, okay, so I've got an hour and a half down. It's probably going to take me an hour to get to my plane. This is going to be a little bit tight. So, whatever, I get to London. Thankfully, Virgin Atlantic had provided a shuttle bus to pick people up from the airplane at that terminal and drive them to basically their other international operations terminal. So that way I didn't have to go through the long labyrinth, I didn't have to go to security. And so that was like, okay, a bunch of time off right there. It's like, great, I get straight up to Terminal 3, I believe it was. It's like, yes, I'm past security, I don't have to wait through security again. Did you go straight up to the transfer ticket desk, get my boarding pass and go. Didn't have any problem finding the transfer ticket pass, or boarding desk, or whatever they call it. But when I got there, it's like, okay, there's no line, I'm just gonna go straight up to it. Then some lady yells off to me like, "You're skipping the queue." It's like, what?
you're skipping the queue. And then I noticed there's like this group of people off to the side or whatever, standing and waiting to get in there. It's like, okay, I would expect it at the desk, but all right. I've been in a month in England, UK, whatever. But yeah, okay, apparently my time is running out. Well, the long story is, or finish it up, the line off to the side was basically this lady who was checking passports for some reason that I still don't know why she was doing it. She was like, she's just looking through it, like eventually she found like this one thing that said Virgin that somebody else had put on there previously. I was like, okay, that's fine, you got that. I got my board pass. I eventually got there to the gate about the time they were boarding the plane there to go back to home. So I actually made it. It was close, but I did it. And I made it back, so obviously you can see it. So I'm going to end now.
All right, give a round of applause.